Mic check, mic check. 139. Mic check, mic check. 139. She a move, she a move, she a move. Well, bloody hell. Big ups, big ups, big ups. It's been a hot minute, man. Oh, big up yourself, Sosa. I'm telling you, man. Jeez. I feel, I don't even want to use the word V, but yeah, man, it looks all very different behind there, boy. But big up yourself, so you don't know. Yeah, come on. I feel good already, man. From I see Salsa and Cold, me feel good already. Big up the family, man. Big up the family. Lord have mercy. Yeah, come on. You never walk alone, Simon. Come on. Get in there, son. Aye. You just come and give me the extra boost again. God damn. Yeah, man. Love. You know. Cold. You're a serious guy, man. Come on. But come on, Simon, man. We're there, man. Hey, we're here arrogant with it too, man. Hashtag both of them. If you know, you know. Hashtag both of them. Hey. If you know, you know. Hashtag both of them. Big up, Monts. Big up. Yes, Rika B. Big up yourself, sis. Come on. What? Oh, nice to see you, girl. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. I know it's been a hot minute, but I hope the family are well still in these times. You know what I mean? You know, cause you know go on. You know. So obviously I ain't been about, but I'm coming to also find out what go on in them streets here. But we know what's going on the roadside, boy. And yeah, at the very least, I find it interesting, even intriguing, because yeah, we're in some very interesting times, boy. But yeah, family, how's everyone doing, though, man? Give thanks and praise. You don't know that we've all awoken to see another day, because nobody knows the minute, the hour, the second, you know. And if in the time whereby we have not been amongst each other, yeah, I hope it's all gone well for you, you know, in these mad times. Yeah, any celebrations you've had, hope you've had a good one. Earth strong, anniversary, blessing, picnic I come. You know, weddings, of course. Hope it's we might have some new, you know, new married people in the building. You know, so big up to yourselves. And of course, you know what I mean, the one that we definitely don't like to speak about, but you know, if there's been any part, because even since we've spoken to you, just publicly, there's been so many passing bys, you know. But yeah, I tell you, man, the cycle of life is a serious thing. Looks like Jim Crow may be on the cards within the next few years or next generation. Yeah, I talk about Jim Crow now. Well, I mean, like I said, we are definitely living in some interesting times, and it'll be interesting to hear the people them's take on certain things, man. But any vibes, cartel? Anyone? And melanated goddess in the building. Big up yourself, Mel. In fact, let me start touching my buttons, man. I haven't touched a button. Yes. Big up yourself, Mel. Yeah, man. Big up the people there, man. Nice to see the family arrive still. Can't tell no lie. Yeah. And nice to see everyone there. That means no one ain't got grab up or, you know? I don't know if there's anyone out here going out in fancy dress, or if it's bad enough where you're going out hiding, You know what I mean? Because you know there's some sophisticated body costumes now. You know, you might need to go out as a blonde girl or something. You know, we are the champions. Let's just get that bit out first. 4 games, 4 wins. Yeah, you mean? I touch button, you know, assist everybody I light up, man. I touch the button, them. But yeah, our type of button can get touched still, you know. Get me, especially if we're clean as a whistle. Oh, all right, OG Helen. Big up yourself, big up yourself, big up. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Any button can get touched if it clean. But yes, OG Helen. Oh, Rika. So talk to me. Yeah, what's your quick summary, man? Because after you give your quick summary, I'll give my quick summary. Yeah, I still love Mavado. You see, now it's funny you say that, because I actually went, not specifically, but definitely I was happy to see he was on the roster, as it were. When I went Reggae Land in the summer, innit? Yeah. And Mavado was rubbish, Aya. Seriously rubbish. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. Disclaimer, I don't hate Liverpool, by the way. Man, you can't even annoy me right now. We are the champions. We're top of the league. We got both of them. You get me? So great turnout, but Cartel was a bit old in the body. Well, the thing is, yeah, let me just a quick disclaimer in it. I can't tech Cartel in it. I can't tech him. So that's the first bit. Me can't tech him. Yeah, me can't tech the boy. Not one piece of him, for varying reasons. You get me? And then since he's come out now and he's changed his cuisine and all them things, I hate him even more, because you know my thing already. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm trying to say about how, you know what I mean? Like, how are you supporting Rika B? How are you supporting them boy there? And then boy there, he don't even eat ackee and saltfish again and all them way there. My man just eating bare falafel and Greek yogurt and all them things. Like, how are you giving them people them? I don't get it. Talk to me, Rika B. We be friends, like, that money is building. You're building mansions. Big up yourself, Liggy. You're building mansions in Istanbul, Rika B. Like, why? I don't get it. Talk to me, man. I enjoyed this performance though, only because I was singing my heart out. All right, but I want to hear about why you're basically funding residences in Istanbul. You know what I mean? Like, where do we draw the line, man? I saw Mavado as well. I enjoyed his performance only because I was singing. Well, I was only supporting in J8. To be honest, I don't like him either. I was only supporting in J8. I don't like him either. You not like him either. All right then. I was only all right, Rika. I'll leave it there, man. But all these, this is what. Anyway. I don't want to even start, because then I might start saying things that Code will like, and I'm gonna try and refrain from doing that. But boy, the thing is, he's not even a good performer. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, how are we allowing I don't know, man. I think we got to raise this. We got to raise the bar, man. The bar have to get raised, man. Like for real, for real. The bar have to get raised, man. It have to get raised, man. For so many different reasons, man. Like seriously. But I won't go into it now, man. I won't go to the cartel show. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean fuck Liverpool? We are talking about boy. Oh, what happened to you? You get brave. You get brave. Like you can't get eyed. Or what happened to you? Anyway, you can say fuck Liverpool all you want. We're top of the league, son. Top of the league with both of them. Hashtag ball of them. Yeah, so he's alright. You know what I mean? You can say you and the other million people that are saying fuck Liverpool right now, we're not alright. You know what I mean? We're not alright. We are right. We are going with self. And like I said, right now I'm bossy with it. Bossy with it. You know what I mean? But it looks all very different behind here still, man. They've streamed out of I don't even know what's going on, but okay. Okay. So yeah, people, man. So as I said, is it safe to come out? Like where you lot live? Is it safe to come out? Do you feel safe to walk down the road, or I want the community to be top of the league? I hear it, bro, but boy. I hear it, boy. If I can find the clip, if I was gonna be mixed up, I'd play two clip here because there's 90. What's his name? 95. Yeah. Sorry, Nines, my grandma. I'm trying to multitask. Nah, you're good, sis. You're good, man. Yes, I can't say it affected my area. All right, well, that's good, Liggs. That's good. That's looks. I mean, one thing I can, and I mean, I ain't got no problem with it. If anything, it makes me laugh still. You know what I mean? But there's definitely certain areas where I'll be driving and the Union Jacks and the St. George's are flying. People them are painting the roundabout. So instead of the roundabout just being a round circle, it's now like a round circle with St. George's flag in it and all their way there. Yeah. And it's kind of, I don't know if it's funny or what. And I have asked a couple people in that area who are of like how they feel about it because, and I can't even remember what the response is, man. But it'd be interesting if someone went and interviewed some of the non-indigenous people in some of the areas where these sort of stands are being made to see how they feel. You know what I mean? Yeah, you see the flag them okay. All right. It seems out of in London. All right, code. Because I think it's definitely I think it will spread. Yeah, I don't feel any way about it. Fly your flag proud. Don't let media tell you otherwise. And that's another thing as well. Sosa said, I don't feel any way about it. Fly your flag proud. Don't let media tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I ain't really particularly bothered per se. But like I say, I do find it interesting because it's not just necessarily being flown as like just pride in the flag and whatever in it. It's definitely a sign of defiance. And the thing is, yeah, what I want to know is, yeah, when and maybe Helen or Liggy can maybe help with this. When it's being said that they want, like, what do they actually at this particular point in time? Tower Hamlets is full of them. Yeah, but to be fair, Tower Hamlets is an interesting. I mean, listen, yeah. Let me be very honest here, right? Like, England has definitely, because I don't know when it's changed so much. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I wasn't necessarily outside before or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, hey, it don't bother me still. But what my question is though, before we get beat up and thrown out and all the rest of it, like, what is the actual aim at this point? Like, even for like, for example, if reform came in tomorrow, yeah, what is their actual aim? Like, you know what I mean? With all these marches that are gonna be, and I'm sure there's gonna be more marches, and all power to your elbow, you know what I mean? But what's the aim of? What is the aim? Like, I don't know if any of you lot listen to any of the right wing channels or whatever, but or maybe I should ask chat, you know what I mean? But what's the aim? What's the aim? What is the actual aim of all of this? Obviously, we know it's got something to do with immigration and all the rest of it. And who are they? Who are they talking to? Like, when they're doing all this, whatever they're doing, who are they talking to? That's the question I'm asking, innit? Like, when you're raising the flags and painting the roundabouts and all these things, like I said, no problem. Who are you hoping is listening, watching, taking notice, and then, you know, potentially responding? Helen is saying, don't ask me, I haven't got a clue, lol. Listen, when Batman Weaver was painted everywhere, I didn't hear people talking, so they need to stop the noise and fight the right fights. No, that's a good point. I'm not sure who. I'm presuming that's a general statement, but it's a good point. It's not safe for all the Latinos, honestly, but I'm a black woman, so I'm good. Wow. So what have they in America? Are they telling on the same Latinos that voted Trump in? Is this what's going on? Liggy saying, I don't know. They are trying to paint a picture of the UK as an all-white society that needs restoring, I think. Okay, that's fair enough. So even if this is the case, Lig, yeah, like, what do they think's gonna happen? Like, what do they want? I should even ask chat to Artie. What do they want to happen? Like, obviously, I know they want the boats. I'm gonna presume they want the boats to stop. That's one thing. But in terms, and like, who do they want the country back from? Do you know what I mean? So that would be an interesting thing. I've been in flag flying pubs and been welcomed, so I believe media are making it seem more than it is. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I ain't got no problem with the flags being flown, you know what I mean? It's your country, fly the flag, this, that, and the other. But I'm just asking, like, what's the end game, innit? If it's just a thing like, well, like they're saying, fuck it, it's our flag, we want to fly it, then cool, no problem. But I do believe that there is something more behind it, innit? Because it's obviously just happened all of a sudden, and I think it's part of a... I even hear more people saying I'm a Christian. I'm not even laughing. But I'm hearing people say that they're Christians and, you know, they're, you know, pushing Christianity in that. You know, so which obviously I find to be quite interesting. You know what I mean? And it's obvious, well, let me not even say obviously, but I'm assuming that it's another kind of, you know, pushback to one of the things that they deem, you know, is a problem. I think that the end game is just making a statement, just like the Bible. All right, well, fair enough. That makes, and it could be as simple as that still. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't watched any reports or this and that, but obviously I know that there was a rally over the weekend. Yeah. Which 95, big 95 said if any of the man them are there, they're mosquito. What do you call them? Mosquito reporters. You get me? Mosquito reporters. And then I came in and was strolling through my phone and bang, who did I see? Yay! Big up yourself, Jedi, man. Jedi went to see One. Many of the majority feel that they are being left behind. Okay, Simon's made a nice statement. Let's have a go here. Many of the majority feel that they're being left behind in their country. However, I don't think many of them understand the term globalization. The whole world is changing. Well, you see, this is why, Simon, and thank you for that statement. This is why I'm sort of asking this question. Do you know what I mean? Like, who are they actually talking to? Do you know what I mean? Are they talking to the who they believe to be the perceived problem, i.e., immigrants, whichever immigrants they are, Muslims, whatever, you know what I mean? Is it that, or are they talking to the government? Like, it will be good to know. Nah, sir, we understood, man. Yeah, I hear it. Most this, but yeah, but me, I tell you, man, I tell you something come up, and yeah, man, people them did their brethren, people them did their, I mean, but yeah, but yeah, they can't fool you, Rika. Well, you know what I mean, like because at this point, I think problem is that immigrants are not running the country; it's the multinationals and lobbyists, just like the states. Well, you see, thank you, Simon, right? Because this is why I'm asking the question. You know what I mean? Because if they're not trying to speak to, the governments and the this and the that and the this and the that, like we've always been saying, then it don't even make no sense. If it's just a low-hanging fruit thing like before, then it's just, people gathering to have a moan, basically. Do you know what I mean? But if they're not trying to talk to the top people, them and this and that, then it's just the people them trying to have a moan. But you see, the problem is, yeah, and this is where there's going to be like Venn diagrams, as it were, or intersections. Let's call it like that, yeah. Because you see, the problem is, yeah, when you follow this trail, yeah, all roads lead back to the same people. Yeah. All roads lead back to the same people. Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, as much as anything, this thing's about money. Yeah. Money. Like, who owns yeah. We don't even need to get into it. So I can never leave my comfy home to engage in foolishness. Well, I mean, the thing is, yeah, I mean, obviously, it could be argued that this fight, well, I'm not even going to say it's not for us, yeah, because what I will say is that I've definitely heard non-black or non-white people saying some very, I don't want to say strange things, in it, because I don't want to use the word strange things, but definitely holding some sentiments that I wouldn't think, a black or brown person or whatever would hold. But there's definitely big up yourself, Gain, big up yourself. But there's definitely black and brown people could be argued that are very much in the camp of, you know what I mean? We don't want no more and this and that. Man, I've heard people with thick accents. I'm not even joking, but like, yeah, no more. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy out here, man. It's like the next X amount of years, it's just gonna be crazy. Because the thing is, because now, in terms of that, the politics now, it's gonna be interesting again in it, because already both Labour and Conservative are kind of, they got to do something to accommodate these pissed off people, in it, because at the end of the day, a lot of them would have been either Labour or Conservative. And I see that there's a lot of this left and right kind of thing going on, which, you see, this is the problem, isn't it? Yeah. You see, divide and rule will always win, in it. Yeah. Divide and rule. And at the end of the day, essentially, you know what I mean, whether it be right or wrong, all this is just more divide and rule, in it. I'm not even saying that the people that ain't right to fucking march and do whatever, you know what I mean, make your voices be heard and whatever, no problem. But in terms of the bigger game, in it, it's just another way of dividing and ruling. And at the end of the day, the dividing and ruling is what the rulers, that's what they thrive on, in it. So it's a bit of a lose-lose situation at this point, I believe, man. But at the end of the day, United, UK is united. It's on the tin, left, right, up, down. It's all bollocks. I think the class system should be sorted out. Level up wages. There's only right and wrong. Car guy. Well, bow down and come in. Jupiter's panel. She will show you. Oh my god. Someone's come in mentioning that heifer already. I'm here. I hear you, Gain, but I don't know, man. Obviously, the pot is being stirred neatly, and this is the problem, in it. Like, where successive governments, haven't dealt with certain issues, in it. You know what I mean? Which I've been saying on here from years back. To be fair, you know what I mean? But that's what it is, isn't it? You got successive governments not dealing with certain issues that have always been there, you know what I mean? Just on the undercurrent, as it were, but always there, you know what I mean? And no one done nothing about it, and then you can add other things into the pot now, and yeah, I don't know. Is the pot is it about to burst, or is there still a bit more, man? Still the same bird. Well, this is it, man. But this is it, Simon. But like I said, man, if that bird can fly and there's chaos below, but like I said, I just want to know what the potential end goal is, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because obviously we can hear all the anger and the vitriol and we don't want this and we want our country back and all of that, no problem. But then if we then come to the table and be like, so okay, then what is it that you want? I'll be very interested to hear what is actually wanted. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I know obviously they're going to want to close or to try to close the border somehow. Now, you see, and this is the interesting thing, yeah, like, if reform, say you could do it whereby reform could come in for a year or something and no more than that year, it will be interesting to see how they would run the country. You get me? Because the thing is, immigration and all them thing there is one or two parts. You know what I mean? Or it's a part of running the country, in it. But what about how would we trust them with economics? Would we trust them with education? Would we trust them with the National Health Service? Would we trust them with defense? You know, like, because if a party say if they were to get in, yeah, they're obviously getting in just on that one ticket, i.e. immigration, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. We want our country back and all that good stuff. No problem, yeah. But if they say if we were to look at this practically now, boom, we've had an election. You know, the voters, the people in my vote that are suitably pissed off enough with everything that's gone on. You know what I mean? That boom, they're voting reform. Yeah. So boom, we've had an election. Reforms got in it. Yeah, reforms got in. Just like Brexit. You know what I mean? No one thought Brexit would happen. It flipping happened. So let's just pretend, boom, we've got reform. Like, reform, I mean, as a country, yeah. I mean, what are there? In fact, what are there Where's my phone? What are their like finance policies, education policies, and all that? Like, what is it? Do we trust fucking what's the guy? What's he called? I can't even remember his name now. What's he called? You know the guy I'm talking about, the leader of reform and that. Do we trust them with money in that? And all of these things? Like, as a country, would we really vote in just on immigration? It would be so interesting, man. It would be so interesting. Immigration has always been an issue since Windrush, remember the races. But this is what I'm trying to say, Gain, yeah? It's always been there, it just bubbling below the surface, yeah? And successive governments have ignored it. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah? And it could be argued, you know, there's always been a certain subsect of the people that's always, you know, shown a distaste or dislike or whatever, just straight racism to some of the people them, you know. But obviously, and let's, you know what I mean, not be silly. I mean, if people keep hearing that X amount of hundreds or thousands or whatever it is that they're being told of people, and not even just people, of men, you know what I mean, that coming into the country, yeah, you've got stories of obviously rape, and the guy the other day that got done for whatever. I've been listening to some LBC or whatever, and people are coming in with some stories which I don't know if they're true or not, if they've been fact checked or not, but they're running with the narrative, you know what I mean, and they're suitably upsetting enough. You understand? And boy, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. If reform get in, those right wingers will lose what little they have. The NHS and other services will be gone. You see, now again, I'm glad you make that point, because is that even part of the plan anyway, Simon? You know what I mean? But use like a party like that. You know, get with that ain't really got no history, this, that, and the other. Use them to you know what I mean? Basically, fuck up the place. You know what I mean? All successive governments fail to look after their citizens by not building enough infrastructure. However, that still won't make them happy. Well, again, I agree. Game. But what all successive governments have all done is make money themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, those of us that are old enough to remember the different scandals that they've been over the years, do you know what I'm saying to you, within different, whether it be the Labour or Conservative government. You know what I mean? I can't remember when man was the expenses row and that, where man was one man put in he put in like an invoice or whatever, or got expenses. Was it cleaning, something to do with ducks, cleaning duck pond or some foolishness like that, man? But the point being is that they're all at it, man. They are all at it. You see the girl the other day, Raina girl got caught. You know what I mean? She's only thing will be because she got caught. But enough of them are on, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. I mean, look at, and this is what I'm trying to say, Trump in America, yeah. And this is what I'm trying to say, Americans, yeah. Like, he's probably made millions upon millions, him and his family and his cronies, millions since he's been in office. Like, just straight, not even, I don't even think he's hiding it. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say. This, you know, when they were talking about the wild, wild west, we're really in it, man. And that includes politics, I'm starting to feel. Do you know what I mean? Because when you can have, what's he called? The Twitter guy. Do you know what I mean? Being so near to them people there, and remember, he's one of his mediums, or whatever you call it, Twitter. You know what I mean? This is crazy work, man. This is actually. Oh yeah, and Trump's coming over here, isn't he? Yeah. So this is gonna be interesting to see how Starmer deals with it. Is he coming to meet Starmer even? I don't even know, but yeah, this is some real wild west settings, and that includes politics. I mean, how Trump's being allowed to operate the way he's being allowed, it's just a mad thing. It's just an actual mad thing. I don't think they have a plan. It's just going through the cycle from lefty liberal to more conservative, for example, from conservative 50s to 70s, free love to reserve love. Simon thinks it's just a cycle. I think it could be cyclical, but I think we have to acknowledge that there's definitely added ingredients to this cycle. Do you know what I mean? I think even we have to acknowledge that, man. To be fair, you know what I mean? I know, like, this guy, he said, which that statistic is wrong, but for what he said, but he just came out boldly on saying it again on the he said 70% of London is non-English. Do you know what I mean? Now, when them kind of stats, however erroneous they are being thrown around and people are believing it, and you know what I mean, they can look and see whatever they're seeing. Yeah, then you got Farage and all their mob just stoking up whatever. Boy, that's actually a fact, again. If we check history, it's just different times, same politics. Yeah, again, I agree. But like I'm saying, I have to acknowledge that there's other things have changed, man. You know what I mean? Even me as a big woman, you know what I mean? I have to acknowledge that the place has changed 100%, man. You know? I'm just trying to figure out when it changed so much. I don't know. It's like there's been a big spike since COVID or something, man. But I don't know. I feel like since COVID, there's been a big spike in the amount of people here still. Well, at least in London. I can't talk for nowhere else, but at least in London. You know what I mean? A big spike. History doesn't repeat, but rhymes. Nationalism to globalism, now back to nationalism. Yeah, again, not even disputing or dismissing it. I'm just really because another question is, if the economy was running the way it's supposed to run and people weren't feeling the pinch in their pockets as they are, etc., would we still be having these marches? Because I think someone said at the top that they feel, was it undervalued or something? Anyway, I don't even just scroll up, because we've heard these statements in 4K. You know what I mean? About they feel like they're being overshadowed, not being listened to. Everyone else is being put first. Blah 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 blah. Muhammad, I think one that really grinds some people's goats, and I must admit, you get me. But if you take it for what it is, but the one where the name Muhammad was the most popular boy's name, yeah, I think for some people that was like an eye opener. Because to be fair, that is quite a statement. You know what I mean? Let's have it right. You know what I'm saying to you? Let's have it right. Like, in an English country, yeah, Muhammad being the top boy's name, that does send not send a statement, but yeah, that is a mad thing still. I want to see Karen, Wendy Wu, and Shaniqua 9th. Oh my god. Jordan, M in the building. That march exposed that they ain't just against immigration or radical Islam. They hate Muslims. Oh, good. Jordan, maybe you can shine a bit of light then. You know what I mean? Because I'm here asking the question, what is the end game of these marches, this, that, and the other? Yeah. So good. Jordan, you might be able to ask, yeah, because I really ain't been paying it, no, you know. But I'm asking the question: who do they want to be listening? Yeah, is it the government, or is it um the immigrants and the this and the that they keep whiling about? So that's one. And now I've forgotten what the next question was now. Oh. And just what's the general end game? What's the general end game? Well, Palace, maybe you can answer that. What is the end game? What is it that you want? What does Tommy and what do you lot want at this point? Like realistically, like I said one. I think you want the boats to stop. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm saying like Palace Hunter. Would you vote reform, and two, would you trust reform with the rest of the what would you call it, the running of the country? Do you know what I mean? So apart from the immigration bit, yeah, so say they came in and they sorted out immigration or whatever, do whatever sorting immigration out means actually, but do you also trust them with the education, national health service, the finances, social care, blah blah blah? Not England must be majority white. Sorry, Nani, for patience over. Okay, so your aim is to make England majority white. I mean, although it still is majority white. Okay, so what does that mean? Do you want to stop people of color coming in? Do you want to do you want to do you want to expel, or whatever the right word is, some people of color that are already here? Do you want to stop black and white people copulating to make mixed race children, which is very much on the like what is it that we want here? Like, I would like to see some bullet points of, you know what I mean, what they want or what is wanted. Because the interesting, I mean, and I think an interesting thing is, yeah, and I mean, I know people talk about this, that, and the other, but I've actually had as long as you assimilate, England is no longer English. We are not racist like NF. We just want English kids safe. We just want English kids safe. See, I've come. So that would infer that there's places in England where English children aren't safe. That would infer that. I don't know. I don't know of any places where English children aren't safe, but I'm willing to definitely listen or look it up. You know what I mean? Like, are there places where British, English, like what, I don't know, aren't safe? I mean, obviously, I know the other day that there was demonstrations and that about, like I said, I know that there was an incident. Is he referring to? That's what I'm black and Asian British. Black and Asian British are okay. Yeah. See, this is where it starts to get black and Asian. So then, see, this is okay. So who is the problem then? This is what I'm trying to say, because black and Asian British are okay. He's referring to grooming that assimilation does not make you English or what, only preserve English language and EastEnders. Well, you see, again, that's why I reiterate. It will be interesting to know what the end game is. To be fair, you know what I mean? Because like I've always said, yeah, if the government really wanted to stop the boats, I believe they could. Yeah, it might have to mean they have to enlist the navy or the whatever, where they properly what's the word? What's the word? Properly, what's the word? Patrol or whatever the I don't know, because obviously then you got sea laws or whatever, and I don't know I don't know where in the channel or whatever where it's French or English and all the rest of it, but I still believe if they really wanted to, you know what I mean. Because I'm sure if they was in the navy or whatever, you see a boat, you just point your long gun at them and tell them to turn around. I feel like they're gonna turn around still. Do you know what I mean? And then they got to go back to. Now, what France then does is a whole different story. But I'm just saying, in it, I think that if you can go and patrol other countries as you have done, as you still remain to do or remain doing, why can't you? This is the Navy I'm talking about, the English. Why can't you patrol the near waters, in it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you really want it to stop that badly, then why can you not do that? You know the point that where they're crossing. Do you know what I mean? It's only about what however many miles between. In fact, let me see how many miles is it actually between England and France? Is it 90? No, it's not 90. That's in Jamaica and America. Hold on, let me see. Hold on a minute. How many? Look, see. Right, that's still a few of the speakers on the stage said they want Islam removed from Europe. It's not just grooming gangs, is it? So if it comes legally and then becomes British, okay, so there's obviously a few things wrapped up. But this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to, yeah, I mean, what they can nines. It's just that the Navy can't ask them to turn around or endanger them in case they're single. Yeah. Okay, against human. Right. They can nines. It's just that the Navy can't ask them to turn around or endanger them in case they sink again. So what then? So you just got. So hold on. They can't tell them to turn around or endanger them in case they sink because of their human rights. So you can't. So you can't even tell them to turn around. That's interesting still. So what are you saying then? So are you saying then that there's so you're saying that there's actually no deterrent of such thing on the seas at least? Oh, that's a bit of a mad one still. I thought that they could at least patrol and at least usher them. So can't they then put them on the boat and then take them back to France then? At least then. They must be able to do that. Put them on the boat and take them back to France. Many Navy had to pick them up and bring them to UK. Rotted, I get you. I hear it, Gain. To be fair, I hear it, man. I hear it. Because we're yes, wisdom. Yes. Because we're a civilized country. And this is what I'm trying to say to the people, them. Yeah, you can't export civilization and democracy, and you've yeah, I mean, you've made countries literally come to war. You know what I mean? Civil war, this, that, you know what I mean? In order for regime change or this change or whatever, you know what I mean? Because we don't know how the politics goes. And this is why I'm glad you mentioned that, because now I can bring back in my chickens coming, you know, the chickens coming home to roosting. Because the thing is, yeah, and like I said, I ain't got a problem with the people that are marching and all the rest of it and all that and that. But the thing is that with all of that, they still got to remember like the genesis of a lot of these situations, yeah. And before, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm old enough to remember, before England was going into certain places, we didn't have this sort of immigration issue. You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. Now, someone could say you're wrong, but I'm saying, yeah, before we started going into, because like I've said before, yeah, one of the first set of what would you call refugees or immigrants, I don't know, however you choose to coin it, yeah, that I really was bucking up on were were they Serbs or Croats? I think they were what were the Muslim one in that war there in the 90s. It was because Yugoslavia fell, Yugoslavia became split, yeah, and then obviously you know what I mean, you know, all that fighting that was going on in there, so yeah. Thank you, Gain, Kosovo and all that, because remember we got the pictures of all the man them just looking malnourished, you know what I mean? And this is what I'm trying to say, the amount of wars there's been since the Second World War and all these treaties have been signed and all this, it's a load of bollocks, man. But the point I'm making, yes, thank you, Kosovo and Serbia, right? And I think if my mind serves me right, the Kosovans were the Muslim ones. But the point being, anyway, that I met some of them man there. Not many. I think I met about 3-4 of them. Yeah. 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 And they had, obviously, they'd come to England, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But it was quite, even for me, it was quite interesting still, because these men were stone cold white. You know what I mean? You couldn't, they were Muslim, but they were white, innit? You couldn't tell them apart from an indigenous person, if you know what I mean, you want to say that, you know what I mean? If he went into the pub and had a pint in front of him, you would not know that he was a Muslim from Kosovo and all that way there. Yes, thank you, exactly. Yeah, so I met some of them man there. So I'm just making that point that, and that was in the late, in the late 90s or whatever, that would have been happening. Yeah. Yeah, because yeah, because Yugoslavia used to be another beautiful place, big tourist spot, and all the rest of it, man. Listen, anyway, let me not even get distracted. But yeah, but the point me being is that them were the first type of soldiers that I met. You know what I mean? And I got to see a couple of their wounds, man, and it weren't funny, man. It weren't pretty, man. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Man was stitched like from the top of his chest down to his belly bottom. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it was a serious thing. It was actually, just thinking about it again, to be fair. Yeah, exactly. Mid-90s, exactly. Thank you. You know? But again, I'm just making the point that was the first sort of, if you want to call it, immigrant refugees, blah, 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 that had come here because of war. You understand me? Because if their country weren't in war and all the rest of it, they wouldn't be here. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't be here. Okay, and that's the 90s. Yeah, as so if you think about all the other different wars that there has been, that England in particular has had its hand in, this, that, and the other, destabilization, this, that, and the other, all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? And all these different people, for whatever reason, come to England, innit? You know what I mean? Some of them come, although, again, let's have it right as well. Other European countries have also taken in people as well. Do you know what I mean? Because, as we know, to get to England, you got to go over a body of water. You know what I mean? So, and anyway, like I said, innit? You know what I mean? Now, we're not even going to go into the irony of, oh my gosh, look how much hundreds of years later, how, you know what I mean, you were taken. And when I say you, I'm talking about the British government or the British, you know what I mean, the Lord, whatever, however you want to say it, were transporting people around the world. You understand what I'm saying to you? Via the very same seas that these people are busting in and coming in, man. Now, I don't know if that's ironic, poetic justice, or what, but I do find it interesting. I have to admit. Do you know what I mean? I have to admit. But that's a perfect example of history repeating by different times. We just have the tech that makes us all aware now. Albanian and Kosovo are Muslims. Yes. And like I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. It was quite interesting for me to meet them, really, because up until that point, I hadn't really met any. I don't even think I'd really. Maybe I'd seen a couple English reverts by then, to be fair. Maybe I'd seen a couple English reverts by then, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, that war, I mean, there's been so many wars since, man. You know, it's just, you know. And they said that there'll be no more wars after the Second World War in it. But, I mean, how I'm just trying to think, how soon after the Second World War was there another war started? You know what I mean? How long did peace actually last? Moroccans always confused once they come to UK that Donny was shouting NF. Okay, that was the video that Jedi must have been referring to. Okay, he said some Moroccan, don't he? British 8th Army World War II sacrificed lives for what? All have invaded Germanic lands. Really sad thinking about it. Hold on a minute. Let me read this. What's that? British 8th Army World War II sacrificed lives for what? All have invaded Germanic lands. Really sad thinking about it. You'd have to qualify that statement, Bob. I don't understand that. I understand the first sentence, obviously, for what? All have invaded Germanic lands. Invaded. That's it. Break that down, please. When you say invaded, are you talking about? Yeah. What? Yeah. Break that down, man. British 8th Army will sacrifice lives for what? All have invaded Germanic lands. Really sad thinking about it. Had the same outrage when Somalians came over. Internet just wasn't around to unite the haters. Okay. So I hear that still. Yeah, I hear that still. I hear that. Oh, he's talking about are you talking about Muslims invading England? Is no longer looking white. Are white people going to be safe if Asian and black become a majority? Okay, Palace Hunter. Is that IC3? Oh, Tid, big up yourself, IC3. Palace, 2 million Muslims helped in World War II, Caribbean and African millions sacrificed in European wars. Was that for nothing? Okay, yep. And I think that's a good counter still, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Because, and this is what I'm trying to say, yeah. Even when you bring up World War II in that palace, like what do you think that war was really about? Like now in 2025, what do you think those wars are about? Like it will be so interesting. And this is the next thing, yeah. It'll be so interesting because it's 2025. There's so much information out there, blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? We should be. You should be more upset that all those lives were lost for absolutely. It could be argued, fuck all, man. Anyway, but let me know. Yes, it is IC3. Keep up. All right, IC3. Big up yourself, man. You know, England is no longer looking white. Are white people going to be safe? If Asian and black become a merge, are they going to be safe? Oh, that's such an interesting statement. Are white people going to be safe? I don't know. Are you worried about like some sort of reverse colonization in it? Yeah, that's what you're worried, like a reverse colonization. Like, and then you're like, would they do to us what we did to them? Is that sort of thinking? That's interesting. The march itself was a cultish behavior. They were showing racism and degrading behavior. They they might start on England riots again. Who did you time out? Oh no. Uh, so, nah, man, don't time him out, man. What are what they're marching about, man? Wisdom saying the march itself was cultish behavior. They were showing racism and degrading behavior. They might start an England riots again. Well, that's why I asked. The thing is though, yeah. If there were to be a riot, this is what I'm trying to say. Who are the opposed? You know what I mean, who are the two sides in that? Like, who are they fighting? You get me? Palace, I can't see UK not being majority white. Lots of black and Asians may travel out of UK as well due to better life outside of Europe. See, the thing is, this thing about England not being white again, whatever, is obviously propaganda that's being used. You know what I mean? And it's obviously working. It could be argued. I mean, I don't know the exact statistics, but I think England is still. Oh my life! England is still. Hold on a sec, people. 1 second. Yes, family. Sorry. But sorry. I just have to take a, the March level is caught, but right. The thing is, there's a lot of people from England, regardless of race, that have moved out of the UK for a better life. All the footage shows more than 100k people, but not 3 million. I mean, so Palace, yeah. What is the end game, Bab? You know what I mean? What's the actual end game? You get more numbers. Yeah. Yeah, sorry people, my lord. Yeah, right. I was not allowed to fly my own flag, but said sod off. This is my homeland. Palace, I'm with you, mate. British, Asian, Muslim, fly the flag, unity. If there's a Russian invasion, I'm off the island. British, Asian, and British blacks join us. The good fight. There are evil peeps who want this to be on race and an evil, but we want culture. Niners grew up in the UK and others fight. Now this is what I'm saying. This fight, the left and the right thing, like this is where it's not gonna work for me, man. This left and right thing is, and I noticed that it's definitely being used as weapon. Like left and right is now being weaponized, and I believe that's foolishness, man. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, and this is what I'm trying to say, yeah, until we get to the point where we all overstand, yeah, just like we did with the poll tax, yeah, that there's a common enemy. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. If we could get back to any sort of days like that in terms of unity and this and that, because at the end of the day, yeah, when you tear everything else away, yeah, this is what it's about, man. Nothing's changed, man. Even if you think about England's history in terms of how much 100 years ago, it was basically the rich versus the poor, man. The subjects versus the not the crown, the crown, the royalty in that. Obviously in France and whatever, it's the what are they, republic, was it? My history's going out of my head now. Because they haven't got a crown. They are they Republicans? Is it a republic? I can't even remember now, to watch it. I know, I'm sorry, I should have come back and let the people know what I'm doing. But and then nothing still, because I probably gotta go still anyway, to be fair. But where did you run off to still? But yeah, like I said, British, Asian, and British blacks join. But who are we fighting against? The good fight. This is what I'm trying to say. There are evil peeps who want this to be on race and an evil end, but we want culture. Nines grew up in the UK and others fight the left. Yeah, see, this is the problem, man. What left is there to fight, man? That there's no way, Palace Hunter, that you could be calling this a left and right thing, because the thing is, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say about how, I don't use the word dangerous, but emotions and this and that and all of them things there. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is, yeah, we had a conservative government for nigh on 13 or 14 years and whatever, yeah. Now, when Conservative came in after New Labour fucked up whatever, even then immigration was one of the tickets, and they said that they were going to close the borders and this and that and this and that and this and that and bring down numbers and this and that and the whole yard, yeah. But in fact, just like they said they were going to bring down borrowing and this and that and this and that and that and this and yeah. Whereas the fact of the matter is that both of those things actually went up under conservative government. The immigration numbers didn't go down under him, and they had 13, 14 years to do whatever they needed to do without any interruption, Palace. So how can you call this a left and right thing? I don't understand. I don't know. Are we now blaming the quote unquote left for the immigration problem? Like Labour's been in for all of a year. This is what I'm saying. This is foolishness, man. And this is what I'm trying to say. It's foolishness, man. The mere fact that it's now being made into a left and right and left and right and lefties and right and all this stupid shit. You know what I mean? Because I know that there's people, and that's the thing about, I'm glad even Sosa said about technology now, because with the advent of technology and the internet, this, that, and the other, everybody's being groomed, innit? You get me? There's a lot of grooming going on. You understand what I'm saying to you? On all sides. Everyone's being groomed one way or another. You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. I've tuned into a couple of people and listened. I'm like, wow. And the vitriol with it. So if this is a left and right thing, it's not gonna work. That's the first thing. It's not gonna work. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's got to be ideas. Like I said, that the real enemy that we should all be fighting, but it will never ever happen because we'll always remain divided and ruled. Do you know what I mean? And I can put myself into that. Don't get it twisted. Do you know what I mean? But there will always be divided. And this situation here, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, man, because I want to see where all the moving pieces go. You know what I mean? Like I said, I want to know what they want. What do you want? But yeah, at the moment, Palace is talking about England being white, which, okay, fair enough. But we've already had this conversation whereby that's a little bit twofold as well, isn't it? Because, okay, England not being as white as it used to be, some of it could be argued, is down to immigration, you could argue, whether illegal or legal. But at the same time, we also know that English people, they are not procreating. They're not having children. And when you listen as to why, some of them, some of them are saying they're not having children because they can't afford it, this, that, and the other, which, is fair enough, and that's very responsible. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah, obviously, there's going to be those amongst them that don't want to have children for whatever reason, this, that, and the other. So, and again, it'll be interesting to know how many of the young men on these marches that say they want their country back and they're worried about it becoming all white, non-white, how many of them are actually procreating? Because even the ones I know online now here talk like that. None of them have got any children. To be, you know what I mean? So as much as, and don't get me wrong, you can still say you want your country back, and you can still be scared that you're going to get overtaken and all the rest of it. Am I allowed to love my? Of course you are allowed to love your people, Palace. But I'm asking the question: why aren't your people procreating in Palace? Like, if you're so wonderful, why aren't you procreating, mate? You know what I mean? Why are the young men not procreating to help make the country white? Because England not being as white as it used to be is a twofold thing, isn't it, Palace? It's not just down to immigration, is it? You know what I mean? It's also down to low birth numbers, right? Which spreads as well, you know what I mean? Because I think the longer people stay here, especially the women, the more educated they become, the more access they've got to education in the workplace, invariably they have less children. Do you know what I mean? It could be argued in the 60s and 70s, both Asian and Black had large families, had X amount of children. Do you know what I mean? And as the generations go down, that becomes less and less. That's definitely the case for the Black folk. And I know that that's becoming increasingly so for Asian people as well that have been here for a couple of generations. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, with Somalians are having a lot of children, probably by the next 1-2 generation, not even 1-2, next generation, they won't be doing that because the girls are already accessing education, this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what's this? Feminism, self-hating loser, black men protected by media, abortion, and whites losing. But wow, these are some gosh, these are some sweeping statements. These are some big statements. I'm presuming he's saying feminism there. Self-hating loser black men protected by media. So black men are now being protected by the media. Wow. Things have changed. Abortion and whites losing pride. See, you're saying a lot, man. You're saying a lot. But let me see. Feminism, self-hating, loser black men. Self-hating, loser black men protected by media. Yeah, you're going to have to show me evidence of black men being protected by the media. Otherwise, this is just the ramblings of a madman. Like, where in the media are black men being protected? Please tell me. Please. Abortion. You just said abortion. Okay, abortion what? So are you anti-abortion? Oh, are you saying that, what, a lot of white women are having abortions? That's why your numbers are down? And whites losing pride. So cool. Whites losing pride. That's an interesting one. Losing pride in what would be my first question. Like, losing pride in like what? Whites losing pride. And when you say whites, do you just mean English white people, or you talk about white people in general? Because right now in England, or at least where I live in London, you got all sorts of white people, not just English. You got French white, Spanish, Portuguese, Finnish, Swedish. There's a whole plethora of white people in London walking around, working, this, that, and the other. So when you say, what, are you talking about just collective white people in color, or are you talking about collective English white people to indigenous to the land? Otherwise, those are some really sweeping statements, man. Feminism, white women hate men. Black men go. Oh, okay. Thank you for putting some clothes on it. So let's the feminism, white women hate men. Black men going for white women. Abortion, babies gone, and white people afraid to have a family. England is doomed. Okay. Thank you for the summarization, man. Thank you for the summarization. Well, the first part, feminism, white women hate men, I can't really help you with that. Black men going for white women, I can't help you with that neither. I mean, we might be able to find a spot to stand up there. Abortion, babies gone. Yep. Okay. And white people afraid to have a family. But what are they afraid of? Like I said, I think a lot of the time when I've heard the arguments, it's down to finances. Obviously, when you add in the LBT and all the rest of it, that, you know, that set that don't want to have children. But I've heard a lot of white women out there saying they can't find a man to have children with. Palace. So I don't know, bub. I don't know, man. Like, enough of the women them are saying that the man them are not even available, and those that are, they're not up to scratch, mate. Yeah, because I'll be talking to the white ladies, and this is what they're saying, man. So is it actually feminism, or is it that they just can't find a decent? In fact, let me even just widen it. There's many women of varying cultures, this, that, and the other, that are saying that it's hard to find a man, to be honest. All the men that are out there are rubbish, to be honest. So I don't know if it's just feminism, man. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe the man them ain't up to scratch, Palace. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Maybe they don't want men that just talk about Tommy Robinson and go on rallies. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, an interesting statement. You know what I mean? Probably a little bit of black and white. You know, I'm sure the truth is somewhere in between all of them. But interesting that you speak about feminism still. I know it seems to be a go-to at the moment. Where there's a problem, blame the women, blame feminism. I get it. What peaceful solution do you have so that England remains dominated British? Well, I just told you, start breeding is the first thing you got to do. Start making some children. That's got to be the first thing you got to start doing. Man, them need to stop going gym and go to bed. You understand? Make some children. Man, them need to come off line and go to bed and make some children. Like, make Britain white again, innit? Like, that would be the first place that I would start. Do you know what I mean? Instead of fucking taking coke and, you know, make some children. What can I say, Palace, man? Come on, man. Like, at this point, it's like a race to the moon, innit? Like, everyone's going to have to start outbreeding everyone, innit? But England, they're not procreating, Palace. That's what I'm trying to say. You got to start with the things you can do. I bet you ain't. Have you got a bag of children, Palace? Are you helping to, or are you another Nico? You know what I mean? That talks, but ain't got not one youth on the earth. I'm probably touching 35, 40 and all them things there. What about Islamic zealots and Black Lives Matter and people who hate speaking English? See, you've gone somewhere else again now. That's got nothing to do with making dominate England being dominated by the British. Why don't you stop all the British going around the world and retiring vis-a-vis Spain, vis-a-vis France, Africa, the Caribbean? Because we always hear about the people coming, but we never hear about the people leaving. Australia, New Zealand, like, huh? You know what I mean? All those people. You know what I mean? They're not helping the country to remain white, are they? They're going elsewhere to other countries where they're in the minority. Funnily enough. Well, no, take Australia out of that and things like that. But, you know what I mean? The people that are leaving as well. So, I don't know. What about Islamic zealots and Black Lives Matter and people who hate speaking English? See, this is what I'm trying to say. This just sounds like a very groomed statement because it doesn't even make sense. What about Islamic zealots? Well, what about Jewish zealots? What about Sikh zealots? What about fucking Catholic zealots? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? And Black Lives Matter. What about Black Lives Matter? What about them? And people who hate speaking English. What do you mean? Like, are you Nico in disguise? Because this is the type of shit he would say. Like, who hates speaking English? I don't even understand what you're saying there. Like, hate speaking English. Who hates speaking English? I mean, I reckon you're trying to sort of say, are you really sort of speaking to the amount of different languages that are being spoken in England at the moment? But I don't know what you mean about who hates speaking English. I don't know. That don't make no sense. That sounds a bit retarded, with all due respect. That sounds a bit retarded. Like I said, if you just want to have a moan, then just have a moan, innit? Just say, I hate this, I hate that, and I hate the other. You know what I mean? Just have a moan, man. But don't try to make, like, you know, educated statements. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make no sense, bro. You know what I mean? Like, who hates speaking English? Like I said, if you want to say there's people that live in England for 10, 20, 30 years and still speak very little English, then I will accept that. Because I've spoken about it myself. Yeah? There's people that have been in England 20, 30 years and they sound like they just came off the boat yesterday. I can speak about that 100%. You know what I mean? And there's people like that from all nations. You get me? Jamaican, Nigerian, Italian, French. Do you know what I mean? And we can go further afield. Do you know what I mean? And I've spoken to some of these people, and the truth of the matter is some of them said they don't want to lose their accent. They're quite happy with their accent. They don't want to lose it, to be honest. Yeah? I've also come on the air and said that, there's people in England who they don't need to speak English because everything that they need or that they use or utilize is available to them in their own language. Their doctors, for example, like I said, I had a Turkish friend, I've got a Turkish friend. She could go days and weeks without having to speak English if she needed to, because in little pockets of where the Turkish community are, they got their Turkish doctor, Turkish dentist, Turkish lawyer. Yeah, understand what I'm saying to you. Obviously, they got the Turkish food. I mean? It just is what it is, man. And the same could be said for other different communities that have it like that. You know what I mean? But again, who do you blame? Because I remember, especially under New Labour, and this still happens now, I'm sure, to a lesser extent, but all the literature was going out in varying like if a council was giving out literature, it was in how much different languages. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because obviously England's a civilized country and they want everyone to be able to understand what's being said to them. So if you can't understand English as a civilized democratic nation who exports civility and democracy, then you're going to put it in other languages. You know, and if you don't understand English, we're going to provide a translator service for you so that, you can understand. No Turkish doctors in Jamaica, not allowed. You see, I'm going to start calling you. So let's just deal with that. No Turkish doctors in Jamaica, not allowed. Well, that might not be a true statement. They might well be a Turkish doctor in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Or a Turkish doctor that's operating in Jamaica. There may well be, because as I'm sure you know, Palace, doctors work all around the world. Do you know what I'm just saying? They work all around the world. Just like in England, in the NHS, you've got doctors from all around the world. You know what I mean? In Cuba got doctors from different places around the world. So that's the first thing. Yeah, there's doctors that go to different countries to practice, you know what I mean, or to learn or to whatever. So that's the first thing. So yes, it is allowed. But again, the thing is now, if we're talking about England and English doctors and this and that, you see, again, you got a lot of English doctors that are leaving or leave the NHS. They get educated. Yeah, they get A1 education that obviously all of us as taxpayers pay for. And then they fuck off to America or Australia, whatever. You see what I'm saying to you? And we know this because even when the junior doctors were striking the other day, that's sort of one of the things that they were threatening with. Well, if you don't give us another pay rise, we're going to go off to Australia and all. You know what I mean? So that's very, very British of them. That's the first thing, innit? Like, get all the education, this, that, and the other. And then, you know what I mean? As soon as it gets a little bit sticky, they want to fuck off. You get me? But I'm just making that point, Palace, just to say that doctors travel, innit? They go to different places to do their doctoring. Now, are there enough? See, the NHS is a very special case because, unfortunately, the NHS definitely needs immigrant workers. Again, successive governments haven't seemed to be able to change that. If anything, you just have different waves of immigrants that come into the service and work. I think at the moment, it's like the Philippines that might be, flavor of the month, as it were. But, you've had different waves of immigrants. Obviously, we know in the 50s and 60s, you had the West Indians and the Africans, and you've had the Indians and this and that. So England has always heavily relied on the immigrants for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? And again, it would be so interesting to, as an exercise. I mean, they would never do it because they know that the country would collapse, innit? But just as an exercise, it would be interesting to see, okay, no immigration for a year. You know what I mean? None. Legal, illegal, none whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? Just lock off, stop inviting people to come into work. Stop going to different countries around the world, inviting their citizens to come and work in England like they've always been doing. You know what I mean? Stop going to India to try to recruit people. Stop going as we speak. You're going to Jamaica to there's schools going to Jamaica to recruit teachers and that. You know what I mean? We've done that, but it'll be. I would like to see it just as an exercise, just to see if England could survive without immigration. Big up yourself, six pack. Come on, long time, bro. I would love to see that. I would love to see if England could survive with no immigration. You understand what I'm saying to you? Whether backwards or forwards for a year. I don't mind that exercise. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. If white people became minority in UK, it will be a disaster as the other races will start fighting each other. White people have kept order and inventions. I'm not talking of fascists. London now 28% English, only 35% white. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting these stats from, mate. Where are you getting these stats from, man? Where are you getting these stats from, man? Because everyone just come with different stats when it comes to this, man. So it'd be nice to know where you're getting your stats from, because they just keep changing, man. London now 28% English, only 35% white. Very sad. That's definitely wrong. That's definitely wrong. London now 28% English. In fact, it depends what you mean by English, but that's wrong, man. I will put my dinner money on that stat being wrong. If white people became the minority in England, it will be a disaster, as the other races will start fighting each other. White people have kept order and inventions. I am not talking of fascists and supremacists. Well, you've been suitably groomed, boy. You must be, I'm sure you're Nico in disguise. To be honest, man, if you're there thinking that white people can become the minority, I don't know what to say to you, but you know what I mean? Because you're not taking my advice of breeding. You just want to create fear and this and that. But what can we say, man? But that's a wild statement still. That's a very wild statement. Very wild. But it's all good, man. We're here to listen, man. Well, you see, I mean, you can say certain ones, Natty, and this is what I'm trying to say. Nothing's really changed, man. Because the ones that are really benefiting from it are still the toppers, man. It's definitely not the flipping council estate ones. Do you know what I mean? So, but this is what I'm trying to say. Nothing's changed. Yeah, the same people that are making money from immigration now are the same people that were making money from slavery all them years ago. Right, the first thing is Palace, yeah. I think where you're making a major mistake, at least when you're speaking to me, is you're trying to compare Jamaica and England, right? Now, the reason why that's a very silly comparison is because, one, Jamaica's 144 square miles, yeah? So yeah. So firstly, it's an island, it's very small, all the rest of it, yeah? But more importantly, Jamaica hasn't got the history that England has got. You have to not even you have to remember, but please be reminded, Palace, that England conquered, ruled, insert as you will, 3/4 of the world. You see what I'm saying to you? And this is why I always talk about chickens coming home to roost, because you see, many of the people that have come to England to set up shop and everything, England has set up shop in their countries, rightly or wrongly. Now, again, it depends what you call that. Is that karma? Is it chickens coming home to roost? Is it what goes up must come down? I don't know. You see what I'm saying to you? But I'm just saying all of that to say that you can't compare Jamaica and England. Like, Jamaica's never invaded nobody, not one place, not even a Caribbean island has Jamaica invaded. No. But you see, and this is what I'm trying to say, Palace. You see, and this is where your thing is never gonna work. You see, because you're trying to separate yourself from the government and whatever. And this is what I'm trying to say. There is one enemy. There is one common enemy, and what it should be all the people, them. You know what I mean? Against the common enemy being the government, this, that, and the other. But that will never happen because it's all about divide and rule. And get me? But that's what I'm trying to say. I know that you're not necessarily benefiting from immigration and this, that, and illegal immigration and being able to have an au pair for £50 a month and all the £50 a week and all that. It might not be you, but there's other people that look like you that are benefiting from these things, and as such don't necessarily want it to stop. Whether it be cheap labor, this, that, boof, baff, biff, boof, then you do have those in the upper echelons who do have the thought that these people who we are treating so well will become our voters in years to come. We definitely had that under New Labour. So, you know, all roads still lead up the food chain, basically. Do you know what I mean? Big up yourself, Bad Marsh, man. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, you can't keep comparing Jamaica and all the rest of it. I mean, at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that Jamaica and other islands and other countries who have been former colonies of England are still having hangovers from that colonization, as you've heard me discuss on here many a time. So, yeah, poor comparison, I'm afraid, Bab. Do you know what I mean? You know, and that's the thing, man. England had it good, in it. 3/4 of the world, what rule Britannia rules of common. Never, ever, ever will we be slain. Ooh, but right. I need to make a cup of I want a hot drink. You see how it's getting dark, it's already getting cold, family, man. It's just fucking annoying, man. I can't even lie. Anyway, hope you were able to, go and have a holiday somewhere or staycation and all them good things. I definitely topped up my melanin. I can't lie. In fact, I'm not even gonna say that, man. But yeah, I definitely topped up my melanin still. Soon be Diwali. Okay, happy Diwali for when it comes, man. Right. Hold on, where's my phone? I won't be surprised if you could hear my body creak to jar a little bit. No, Britannia, Britannia. But yeah, family, man. I ain't even come to Tyra too long still, I thought. And it actually felt strange trying to set this up to go live. I can't even lie. But yeah, man. But whilst all that's going on, there's okay, if you say so, I'm just afraid the country's becoming too dark and the future of English children is in danger. Will you join the right to side? Country that you go. Yeah. You're saying a lot, but you're not saying nothing, bro. I'll be honest. Okay, if you say so, your opinion. I am just afraid the country's becoming too dark. What do you mean too dark? And the future of English children is in danger. Like, what sort of danger? Economic danger? medical danger, social danger. What sort of danger they in? Are you talking about below the poverty line? Like, what are you talking about? Will you join the righteous side? What righteous side? The country that you got. See, the thing is, yeah, although I'm giving you all the time and space for you to give me an argument or what it is, I'm not really hearing anything, but to be honest. But I'm definitely here to listen. But you're saying you're afraid the country is becoming too dark. Yeah. So okay. I'm presuming but like I said, you gotta start breathing, but you don't want to have that conversation. You just want to say it's getting too dark. You could also encourage some of your girls to not interbreed with non-white people. You could do that if you're that scared. And the future of English children, okay. And I'm presuming when you say English, you talk about white English because you haven't said British. I'm talking about. I mean, again, you'd have to tell me how they're in danger. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't. Where I live, the English children ain't in no danger. They're living good. You know what I mean? People's pockets are being damaged, but they've been on holiday. Some of them have been twice. Some of them are going like, I don't know. They're not in any danger, man. I don't know. So at this point, I don't know, Paddy. So I don't really think you put forth any proper arguments. If I was going to be honest, to say I can appreciate what you're saying or hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're just being a bit. Maybe you're being bashful. Maybe you're not trying to really. But I think one of the reasons is that even your own selves don't quite have it clear in your head what you actually want. Like if I went to let me see, if I asked chat let me see what chat would say. What does Tommy Robinson and his followers want from their protesting? Can't believe I'm wasting my chat on this shit, but anyway, let me see. Let me see. His protests and the protests of his supporters usually revolve around a few recurring themes: anti-immigration and anti-Islamic rhetoric. They often frame their protests around concerns about immigration, asylum seekers, or the influence of Islam in Britain. Protecting British identity. Many supporters say they are standing up for British culture and values, positioning. Hold on. Positioning themselves against multiculturalism. Anger at the government and police. They often claim the government, police, and media are not. This describes you at the moment, Palace. Media are not listening to ordinary people and are covering up issues like grooming, gangs, terrorism, or crime linked, in their view, to immigration. So that's why you mentioned about media protecting black men, I'm presuming, Palace. All right. Opposition to political correctness. They often argue that they are being silenced, censored, or unfairly treated for speaking the truth, demanding tougher law and order. Calls for stricter controls on immigration, harsher punishments for crime, and more aggressive policing are common. Supporters often feel marginalized or ignored by mainstream politics, so protesting is for them a way of forcing visibility and showing resistance. Okay. See, this even with them answers, it's still the question still remains: who are the you know what I mean? Who are you trying to make listen? Is it the government? Is it the immigrants themselves? Do you want me to write down what they're actually? Oh no, what the, Cause yeah, otherwise it's just a day out on. No, I don't even want to say on the piss up, man. But yeah, I'm yet to be. And thank you, Palace, for giving it a good. Although I'm sure you're Nico, but thank you for giving it us. Have a or at least getting a few things off your chest, should I say? But I am. We'll see. What are we in now? September starts getting cold about October, so let's see how long this lasts, man. Obviously, last year we had some protests last year, didn't we? So okay, we'll see. I won't even ask Palace if he went because I know the answer is no. But well, at the end of the day, as long as you feel like, which I'm sure must be frustrating, feeling like you're not being heard, because we've all been there. That's why England had to create certain laws and statutes and things like that to protect the people and that weren't being listened to. But we won't go there. But listen, family, I'm not even coming to Tower, man. I thought, let me just see what I want still, man. Press the button again. But yeah, I mean, good luck to all the protesters and the this and the that and the flag wavers and all of them good thing there. You do your thing, man. You do your thing, man. Hold on. Bear me calls. You do your thing, man. All I would say in and amongst all of that is that the country still has to turn, it still has to work, it still has to run, it still has to be open for business as a limited company, not necessarily public limited, but limited company. Do you know what I mean? It still has to be open for business, whatever that looks like. But like I said, yeah, you can be, like I said, the sad truth of the matter, or the truth of the matter, let me say, is that, like I said, I would, for just as an exercise, I would love to see there be no immigration in England for a year, just to see how it would go. I would love it, just to see, like, once and for all, prove one side or the other wrong. Because obviously you got certain ones that are saying that England needs immigration, and you got others that say it doesn't. That the people here can do the jobs that are here and all the rest of it, which I don't believe to be true. You know what I mean? I know there's enough jobs that need to be done in England where the indigenous, they ain't doing it. You get me? Which was the same like when the Windrush people came, yeah, they were doing the jobs that the indigenous Brits didn't want to do. Nothing's changed. Like I said, it's just cyclical. You see what I'm saying to you? But as an exercise, I would love to see it. Love to see it. You can be proud to be black and wear the Union Jack and be proud of the UK. Not difficult. Well, I'm sure you've heard the old adage, there ain't no black in the Union Jack. You get it? So, I don't know. And the thing is, as a little bit of Carlos coming into the country, you're having a meltdown. So I don't know. You can be proud to be black and wear the Union Jack and be proud of the UK. Proud of. So let me just, when you say proud of the UK, what do you want me to be proud of? Like, as an example, what do you want me to be proud of? Or more importantly, what are you proud of? Let's start there. What are you proud of? And then what do you want me to be proud of? And then we'll end it on that, man. What are you proud of, and what do you want me to be proud of? And then we'll end it on that. And then I'm gonna get something to eat. What's this?
People whose views you don't agree with. In other words, almost the opposite of what this shooter appears to believe that he represented. What is your reaction to it?
Oh yeah, and then just a quick one about obviously the shooting in America and the narrative that was being given out, lefty this, that, blah, 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 lefty, lefty, all of that. Turns out he's a mega flipping this, that, comes from a family of mega people, this, that, and all the rest of it, man. So it just goes to show, man. It just goes to show, as long as the wheels of commerce keep on turning, no government will listen to the common man. Governments evidently do the bidding of corporations. Well said, Bab Marsh. Couldn't put it any better myself. Couldn't put it any better myself. The country you were brought up in, the memories you had, the safety UK gave you, education. Yeah, but what's that statement for? Like, hold on, I'm gonna have to go up to mind. Oh, what to be proud of? Okay, right, I got you. I think that's what you talk about. Safety UK gave you, education, health, food, protection for family rights. Is that something to be proud of? Okay, fair enough. I hear that, man. Islam is in trouble in London now. Why is it in trouble? Okay. Is my computer about to start? You can be proud to be back. Alright, so I'm back now. Yeah, so okay, so I think this is in response to what either you or I are proud about. You still haven't. Who am I fighting though? Like who's the enemy? Who is the enemy? Am I fighting my brother, my sister? Like who's the enemy, man? Who am I fighting? Who's the fight against? Are we? Because I don't know at the moment. Where is it? Immigrants? Is it brown and black immigrants? Is it Muslim? Is it brown Muslims? Is it white Muslims? Is it just Muslims? Mike, I think the migrants are more happy to be part of England. What country would you be proud to live in if you are so unhappy with England? You see, when people make statements like that, yeah, I mean, there's loads of people. There's loads of English white people that don't like living in England. Like, what's the problem? Like, what do we have to now? Like what are we doing? There's many people around the world that aren't happy in the country that they're living in for one reason or another. So I don't even know what you're talking about in that regard. But anyway, like I said, man, you know what I mean? You lot, you know, you know, do your thing, man. Big up yourself, Kane. You're coming in and as I'm checking out, boy. But big up yourself. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. But yeah, I mean, people them argue, do their thing in it. Like I said, to me, unless it's you know, at the upper echelons, it's just. And at the end of the day, you're perfectly within your rights to have a moan, not a problem, and put up your Union Jack, get out your DMs, like do the most, man. Like I don't even think it's gonna affect. I think it's not gonna even have that much effect, to be honest. Has there ever been a time when there was good education and health? I would say free education, Rika. Whether it was good or not could be up for debate, but yeah, I reckon there was a time. No, in fact, I think there was a time when the education was good comparatively. Actually, I do actually. To be fair, I think the children once upon a time, I think we received a more rounded information. I think now the schools are very robotic. Especially academies, very robotic, and they can basically dictate not their own curriculum, but the way in which they deliver the curriculums and things like that. So I reckon under Ilie, or maybe I'm just being, because you know me, a bit nostalgic, but I don't know, I reckon when the LEA and them thing there, I just think it was better. I don't know, I might be completely wrong. The stats might not the stats might not back that up. It might back it up that the new form of GCSEs with the new academies and the rest of it might be doing better. But I think now it's too academic. Obviously, school is made for that, but I think it's too academic where there's not it's not well rounded. It's just all about education, and they don't really has spent, especially like with league tables and this and that and this and that. But I might be going off thinking will be, but yeah, that may assist it. But listen, like I said, I'll see if I can touch the button again. Just needed to remind myself that I can still do it to Rotted and come chat to the screen and that. But winter's coming now as well, so we'll probably be in a bit more. I've definitely been outside, but yeah, we'll see, man. But I will acknowledge that I have to admit that I've definitely noticed. But I don't know if it's always been. I mean, it's steadily changed, isn't it? But I think there's probably been a significant change since COVID. I know. I think a lot happened in COVID, though. I think they brought in anyway, we'll go into that another time because people call me a conspiracy theorist and all the rest of it. But there's a lot happened during COVID, I think, man. To be honest, I think we're all being duped in it, but I think what will happen is that different sets of people will have their own I don't know, things to cling on to, you know what I'm saying to you? But there's bad things going on, man. But all roads lead to divide and rule, innit? I guess that's the that would be my summarization or whatever of this conversation tonight. At the end of the day, And I'm not, everyone's truth is their truth, and this and that and this and that and that and this. But ultimately, it's about divide and rule, man. You know what I mean? Because even in America, like, it's getting a bit, I think it's getting a bit mad in certain parts. It's getting a bit mad, man. And if it depends on what you do or don't believe, there's some places that are probably they're just waiting for said, civil war or riots or whatever the case. They're waiting, man. They got everything ready. You know what I mean? Some would argue that, man. I remember watching certain things from way back when. You know what I mean? Where definitely in America, like there's places available that whereby, you know what I mean, any sort of insurgents or insurrection or whatever, where the civilians feel like, you know what I mean, they're about that life, boy. And apparently in America, there's more guns than actual people. You see what I'm saying to you? So if anything were to kick off in America, Lord have mercy, brethren. Like I said, they said that there's more guns than people. And we know that there's over, 300 million people in America or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, my numbers might be off. But the point being, so, interesting times ahead, man. Real interesting times ahead. Because even when just recently, when we had our own 2-year holiday, whatever, I remember coming online and reading a document where there was like a contract up for basically accommodating dead bodies. Yeah. I think it was if my mind served me right, it was in Westminster, the one that I read, but there were different, same sort of contracts, but in different places. You know what I mean? Money again. But listen, people, let me go about my business, man. But it was nice coming and having a chat still. Watch this space. Keep safe, people. Keep safe. You know what I mean? And don't let no one paint Union Jack on you to hurt it. Dude, you know what I mean? Imagine if they start just catching people and just slapping the St. George's Cross on them and say, "You're mine now. You're ours." Woo! But listen, people, like I said, it was nice speaking to you. Big up yourself, Rika. Big up yourself, Bad Marsh. Kane Black. Big up yourself, every time. Six Pack, you done know. Who else? Palace, thank you for the discourse. Ooh, I missed. Let me go up now. Again, big up yourself. IC3, big up yourself. Lig, big up yourself. Simon, big up yourself. You never walk alone. Only salsa all day long. And yeah, if I missed out anyone. But yeah, people, it's already dark. You know what I mean? I'm about to go and eat some food, man. I'm hungry, I know. I'm hungry now. If I don't eat by a certain time, my belly will shrink and all that. I'm quite looking forward to my dinner, actually. So listen, and you don't know, we're out here. But listen, people, we're there, man. You know what I mean? Oh no, I'm gonna say, but no, I won't even go into all of them politics there. Next time. But listen, people, yeah. Car guy says, "Big me up here." Right, so until we meet again, family. Until we meet again, look after yourselves, look after your families, and all that good stuff. And be safe, man. Be safe, because it might be getting dangerous out there, man. You know what I mean? Might be going back to snatching time. Remember back in the day, they just snatch you and gone. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Got to be careful. Big up the great Liverpool, you know what I mean? Coming to just cop the place, man. You know what I mean? Super gassed. You know what I mean? But we won't even go into that too much now. But yeah, I might even come back with 1 or 2 watch-alongs, see what I go on, see what skills, see if we can bring in some of the Liverpool supporters all gather ear settings. Yeah. But listen, my gone family, yeah. Car guy, stop being horrible to the black and brown people, mate. And stop being groomed online, some of you, man. You're definitely being groomed online, man. You sound like people we've heard before. But anyway, I'll leave it there. But yeah, man, listen, big up. Nice one. You get me 9 love. You done know. Have a good evening, people. I'm out, man.